What did you feel when you first read the script?
It grabbed me straight away. This whole kind of theme of loss and kind of redemption within yourself, just trying to find it. All these characters, they carry a lot of demons with them, I think, and I found that was fascinating. And I saw that very much within the character of Zach.
Who is Zach for you?
Well, for me, what was really interesting is to think, what would this character have been like before the events, which actually have kind of defined what he turns out to be in the film, almost, because he's a guy who's lost his father, and I think that informs a lot of the kind of behaviour of what he then kind of proceeds to act in the rest of the film. But to think of it as a young guy who had some sort of estranged relationship with his father, but also a very kind of deep kind of connection somewhere.
I mean, it's a strange sort of love story in a way, isn't it? This idea that, you know, there's a former colleague of your dad's for whom you're grieving, and there she is. And do you think that part of Zach's feelings about Echo have to do with searching for a father through that person?
I think so. I think it's trying to find something out more about his father that, you know, there's a lot that he didn't know and that he wasn't allowed to know about his dad, and so meeting Echo is a way to get in touch with his father. You know, I've got plenty of friends, and myself, I hold my relationship with my dad. You know, he's always been that kind of father figure, so I could relate to that Zach had with his dad. He kind of admires him, and yet wasn't allowed to get too close because Joe was pretty messed up himself. So that's really interesting that through another character, through that relationship, he can get closer to his dad. Yeah, it's really cool.
Emotionally, I think it's quite a demanding role, isn't it? So.
Yeah, very much. There's not been many nights where I've had a chance to just go back to the pub and let my hair down, because I've just been trying to keep very, very within the context of what Zach is. There's a particular access when you've come close, or you've lost someone who you're very close to. I think it's very hard to just shake that off, and Zach is in touch with that the whole time. It kind of informs how he behaves, I think, throughout a lot of the film. So that is an emotional challenge, and also, you know, he's different to me. He's different from the guy that I am. So there were several areas which, when I got the part, I thought brilliant. I also thought shit.
You've been sort of physically changing a little bit over the last few weeks, haven't you?
I think he's a different physique to what I would.
You walk differently. I mean, you know, if I watch you, you've developed like this swagger, you know, a Zach swag, you know, and it's
swagger, that rural swagger. Yeah, I guess you refer to people that you've met and people that you know, and ideas that you have, and hope that they're not too cliche. But I mean, I've met Zachs before. I think I knew a couple of Zachs, and also I think if you're a practical guy working on a farm, you're going to have a different physique, and so, you know, I've tried to get that. I mean, ideally if I'd had a bit longer, but then again, maybe I'm taking that too far.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
So you've had to, obviously you've had to tangle with you know, fish gutting and wildlife slinging, and, you know, being a bad poacher lad. Has that been fun, or has that been just disgusting? Or
both.
Yeah.
I'm much more fun. I mean, on the day when I saw those, I have a thing about, you know, animals, and since where I'm living as well, and this whole environment, you're always around livestock, and I love animals, and so I've really enjoyed that. And then on the day, I try to look into like how I would gut a fish and try to get some experience of that before the shoot, but I don't think it really prepares. Well, on that day, it was just a freshly caught couple of fish, and I think we only had one shot at it, so I just really had to just dive in and grab its guts out, and it was weird. I think you just click into it, but it's not something I would naturally do. No, I'd let someone else do it.
Yeah. I mean, are there any sort of highlights for you, or, you know, things that have been really kind of standout moments in terms of the shoot?
Well, the house which we're filming in is pretty unique. Pretty amazing. I don't think, and also being able to like share that with my family when they came down, is incredible, and just this whole environment is quite a special place, really. I feel really lucky to have experienced that, and also the whole area, because when you come to this area where we're filming, you have to totally jump into it. It's not like you can stay at a hotel overnight. So my whole living conditions have been completely within what the film requires, I guess, and so that's been a highlight, I guess. Actually, I've actually, it's been a very vivid experience, which I have many stories to tell from.
You've got like a story bank.
And I've actually loved it. Yeah,